Hello, Miss Howard's mathematicians. Today we're looking at how do we multiply mixed numbers. And to be able to do that, let's look back and review. How do we multiply a fraction by a fraction? So we know that our fraction 1/2 of 4/5 means to multiply. And we've talked about how to use bar models to represent this multiplication. But for this section, we're just going to focus on the skill and the strategy of multiplying straight across. That means to multiply your numerator by your numerator, and then multiply your denominator by your denominator. So let's see what we get. 4 times 1 is 4. 2 times 5 is 10. So I have a fraction. And I know from my review that, this fraction can be simplified. So let's think, what is a common factor between both these numbers? Let's see. Definitely 2, because they're both even. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So my answer is 2/5. Now let's try how to multiply a mixed number times a whole number. So I have our steps over here for how we do this, and our first step is to change the mixed numbers to improper fractions. Our second step is to multiply the numerator by the numerator. Our third step is to multiply the denominator by the denominator, and our fourth step is to simplify as needed. Remember, that means we need to change it back to a mixed number. So let's jump in and get started. Let's first look at 2 7/9. 2 7/9. If we change this to an improper fraction, we know that our denominator is going to be 9. We also know that 9 times 2, we do our denominator times our whole number, is 18. And then we add our 7/9. 18/9, 19/9, 20/9, 21/9, 22/9, 23/9, 24/9, 25/9. 25/9. So 2 7/9 is the same thing as 25/9. Now we're going to multiply that by, we know that we can write any whole number over 1. Now let's multiply straight across. 25 times 9. I'm not sure if I can do that in my head, but let's go over here and solve it. 25 times 9. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 2 is 18. 19, 20, 21, 22. So we get for a numerator 225. So 225/9. Now I need to do my step of I need to simplify. So if I simplify, when I see this is an improper fraction. So to be able to solve this improper fraction, we must divide. So I'm going to make some room over here so that I can divide. I'm going to just erase some of this up here so that I can divide. Now, let's set it up. 225 divided by 9. 9 goes into 2 0 times. 9 goes into 22. Let's see. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. That's too high, so 2 it is. 9 times 2 is 18. You get 4. Bring down your 5. 9 goes into 45. 9 times 5 is 45. So our answer is a nice even whole number, and our answer is 25. So 2 7/9 times 9 equals 25. Okay, let's try another one. Now we're multiplying a mixed number by a mixed number, and my steps are exactly the same. Our first step is we need to change mixed numbers to improper fractions. We can do that. Let's see here. 1 2/3. We know my denominator is going to be thirds. We know that 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 more is 5. So 1 2/3 is the same thing as saying 5/3, times 3 times 10 is 30, plus 3 is 33. So I've changed, I've done step 1. Now I need to multiply my numerators together. 33 times 5, 15, 15, 16. We get 165. And we know 3 times 10 is 30. Now our next step, we multiplied our numerators, we multiplied our denominators. Now I need to simplify as needed. And I have an improper fraction here, so I need to move back to a mixed number. So we can do 165 divided by 30. 30 does not go into 1, 30 does not go into 16. Okay, let's just start counting. 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 160. So, let's see, 30 times 7 would be too high, times 6 would be too high. Let's do times 5. 0, 150. I can't add another 30 in there, so let's put a 5 here. That's our whole number. That's how many wholes we have. 150. 5 take away 0 is 5. 6 take away 5 is 1. Now we end up with 5, and remember 15 out of 30, which also equals 1/2. So my final answer would be, my final answer is 5 1/2. That is my final answer. 5 1/2. Let's try another one. If at any time I'm going too fast, remember you can push the pause button. And you can watch this video as many times as you want. So let's look at this. We're multiplying a mixed number times a mixed number. Remember, a mixed number is a whole number and a fraction. Let's go through our steps. Step number 1, change mixed numbers to improper fractions. That's the first thing that I want to do. I want to change my mixed numbers to improper fractions. So remember that my denominator is going to be 10. 4 times 10 is 40, plus 1 is 41, times 3 times 5 is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19 fifths. Okay? I changed my my mixed numbers to improper fractions. Now I need to multiply my numerators and multiply my denominators. Now, let's see, 41 times 19. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. Don't forget your goose egg. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. Let's add it up. We get 9, 7, 7. So we end up with 779. Okay? Now, I need to multiply my denominator. 10 times 5 is 50. So I've multiplied my numerators, multiplied my denominators. Now I need to simplify. Now this is an improper fraction, so I must change it back to a mixed number. And to be able to do that, remember we talked about how this fraction bar, it also means to divide. So it's saying 779 divided by 50. 779 divided by 50. 50 does not go into 7. 50 goes into 77 one time. 50 subtract 7, 27. So now we have 297. I like to think about money. Let's see how many 50s go into 279. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. Oh, can't quite go to 300, so it'd be times 5. 50 times 5 is 250. When I subtract, I end up with 29. Okay, 29. So it equals 15 and 29 fiftieths. Now, here's when that part comes in. We're talking about, okay, can it be simplified even more? Because sometimes these can be simplified even more. So let's think. What are my factors of 29? Actually, 29 is a prime number. The only factors are 1 and 29. And 29 does not go evenly into 50, so this is our final answer. Now we have another one. We're multiplying mixed number by mixed number. I want you to pause this video and I want you to try working through the steps on your own. I put the steps right here for you so you can see exactly what to do. You can mark them off as you go. Go ahead and pause your video now. Remember, if you need more time, you can pause your video. If not, we can go ahead and look at this one. Our first step is we need to change mixed numbers to improper fractions. So let's start with 1 and 1/2. Our denominator is going to stay the same. 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 more is 3. Times, remember of, groups of, 1 and 8/9. We know our denominator is going to still be 9ths. 1 times 9 is 9. 9 plus 8 is 17. We've fixed our mixed numbers and put them into improper fractions. Now I need to multiply my numerators to see what I get. 17 times 3, 21. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 more is 5. So we end up with 51 as our numerator. And 9 times 2 is 18. Multiplied our numerators, multiplied our denominators. Now we need to simplify. Remember, this sign means to divide. 51 divided by 18. Let's see, let's use our strategy of guess and check. I'm going to use a different color just to not throw us so we don't throw ourselves off. Let's see, 18 times, let's try 3. 8 times 3 is 24. 3, 4, 5, 54, too high. 18 times 2, 36. 2 times, 0 here, 36. 4, 11, 6, 5, 15. So we end up with 2 and 15 18ths. Now, we need to look and see, can we simplify this? Now I'm going to give us some room over here, just erase some of the stuff that we've just done. And now I need to think, okay, can I simplify this fraction of 15 18ths? Let's think of the factors of 15. 1 and 15, 1 and 15. 2 and anything? No. 3 and 5. 4 and anything? Nope. Now let's look at our factors here. 1, 3, 5, 15. Did any of those factors go into 18 evenly? Let's think for a moment. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, I found one. Both 15 and 18 are divisible by the number, you guessed it, 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So your simplified final answer is 2 and 5, 6. Great job. Remember, if you need to watch this video again, you are more than welcome to. Your practice sheet is going to be just like this, so make sure that you follow these steps that we've talked about up here, step by step, to make sure you have done what you need to do. Bye.